Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. I'm Charlotte Kahn. I am delighted to welcome you all to this one-on-one conversation at the Astana International Forum, a platform designed to connect minds and shape the future. And it's very topical for our guest, Professor William Shum, who's himself a connector in every sense. So thank you so much for joining us, Professor Shum. You are from Hong Kong, a mega city that is a bridge between East and West, but it's also a mega city that is a regional hub. Let's talk about your experience now. You are a multi-entrepreneur who champions global cooperation, innovation and youth empowerment as chairman of the CPPCC Youth Association of Hong Kong, a pioneer in retail and luxury, as well as AI. You are the founder of Memorigin watches. And as President Tokayev mentioned in his opening speech this morning, youth empowerment is important for inclusion, but economic empowerment as well, of course, for economic growth. So that's what we're going to discuss here this afternoon. We'll also discuss Hong Kong's evolving role in this very uncertain world, as well as the importance of creating very innovative ecosystems. So, Professor Shum, we are meeting in Astana, a city positioned as a Eurasian crossroads. And like I mentioned in my introduction, Hong Kong, in a very similar way, has long served as this bridge between East and West and within the region. So how do you see the role of Hong Kong evolve in this very strategic competition and regional integration context? And how much can the megacity serve as a gateway for urban and broader regional opportunities?
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it is my big honor to have a chance to do sharing with all of you. And thank you so much, Charlotte, because you always give me a very good inspiration. And during the trip coming here, I really learn a lot and I really enjoy a lot in the forum. So first of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is William, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Hong Kong. My main business is in the watch business. And since last year, I also tried to involve in the AI business to do some of the different applied AI solution. At the same time, I'm the chairman of the CPPCC Youth Association. So all this because of the Hong Kong very unique character of the merge of East and West. I was born in Hong Kong, and I grew up in Hong Kong and study over there, and then I have a chance to study overseas for a couple of years. When I come back, I also have different opportunities to travel to different GBA cities in the Guangdong, different wonderful areas. And at the same time, I also have a chance to travel to different provinces and cities in China. So it really gives me a lot of the opportunities to how to exploit different advantage from Hong Kong, this very unique background. But first of all, I would like to show my very strong passion and love to Astana. It's the first time I come here, but I really love this city a lot, and I really love this forum a lot. And Astana, as I study from some of the research that I try to search online, is a very beautiful city. It's the capital of Astana, and also, it is the really important geographic location in the Eurasia. So it really is inspired me a lot. But for Hong Kong, besides its very unique geographic location, it also has its very unique historic development. Because it once was the colonial rule of Britain, and after 1997 it returns to motherland China, and we have the one country, two system. This wonderful system actually embarks a lot of different crossover with the merge of East and West in Hong Kong. And then for me, when I study in Hong Kong, my family background is more like a very strong traditional Chinese family. So when I grow up in Hong Kong, I learned a lot about different Chinese history, different Oriental art, all this. But when I study in Hong Kong local school, I have a chance to learn more about different Western culture, and I have a chance to study in US for a couple of years. Then I can broaden my horizons. And after my master degree in Cornell, because during that time it was the financial crisis, I studied my Cornell master from 2007 to 2009. During that time, it was so difficult to find a job, even I studied at Ivy League school. And then for my background, because my family has invested in watch movement in Hangzhou for like a long a long period of time. And then when I came back to Hong Kong, and then I tried to think of why not I start to create a Hong Kong tourbillon brand. Because for a Hong Kong tourbillon brand, I can really utilize the unique of the Hong Kong historic background with the merge of East and West. So that's why I try to, first of all, I try to find some very unique design from my family collection, because my father loved to collect different type of the antiques, the wood carving antiques, for like many years. So I will try to use this of the design to put on the watch, to do different types of the crossover. At the same time, I have a really good opportunity in Hong Kong to try to find different partners from some of the wonderful international IP. For example, I cooperate with Warner Brothers, I cooperate with Disney for the Avengers tourbillon series, Star Wars tourbillon series. So all this, I would like to use my little entrepreneurship case study example to show that Hong Kong actually, although Hong Kong is a very, very competitive city with a very, very energetic city. But at the same time, actually, it has a lot of opportunities with the merge of East and West. And especially, it's the window and a very important role with the super collector and also super value added facilitator to the world. And I think it's a very, very unique character. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing some of Hong Kong's unique traits. You've mentioned this very diverse heritage and history. Of course, that's very important. Its unique geographical location, the fact that it is a bridge between East and West, just like Kazakhstan and other places in Central Asia, by the way. And the fact as well that it's also a bridge between old and new. You used the word tradition. Tradition is obviously very important in Hong Kong still, but it's also this great modernity. So let's talk about that, about the youth in Hong Kong. And let's look forward here, because I know you've done a lot of work, of course, around youth empowerment. So tell us more about how you go about it and what's essential to create, like I mentioned earlier, those very innovative ecosystems for youth to thrive, create businesses. What skills, what mindsets, policies, what framework, environment does youth need to thrive in Hong Kong today?
Actually, for Hong Kong young generation, I think they have a lot that can really learn from Kazakhstan. Because as I learned from Kazakhstan and Astana, actually for the young population, it consists of very majority of the percentage in the city. So I can tell every path, and wherever I go for like a short period of time of sightseeing, I can tell it is really amazing for a lot of different creative architects and also different creative ideas from the young power. And actually for Hong Kong, I can tell the young generation, they are all very creative and they all have the dreams. And because today I can come to do the sharing mainly because I'm the chairman of the CPPCC Youth Association. So I would like to share a little bit more about this association. This association, although it may not has a long history, it has a history of around 11 years, but it already has been one of the top 3 most influential young associations in Hong Kong. We have more than 2,400 members with a lot of the, maybe I keep sharing about CPPCC. Actually, it's one of the very important governor role in China for doing different types of the policy sharing and also some of the strategic sharing to different provinces and cities in China. So for this CPPCC Youth Association, it is like the youth association of the CPPCC Provincial Association. And we have a lot of members that they have a chance to be a very young CPPCC member in different province and city of China. And they also are the second generation of the CPPCC members in China. So that's why they have a quite strong horizon, and when they were small, they already had a lot of chance to travel to different cities in China and have a chance to enjoy the education in Hong Kong, to go overseas to study. So that's why this association actually has a big diverse of different young elites, and they all have their dreams, and they want to dedicate to their motherland and also to Hong Kong. So that's why we are very united, and we try the best to have different activities. We have more than 13 different youth committee, and then for example, we have the new member committee. Whenever we have some new member, we will have different activities to welcome them, to let them involve in our association. We also have different, like a professional committee, because we want to attract more and more professional from Hong Kong to join our association. And also we have the for example, some of the profound Chinese study committee to learn about the different Chinese policy, to support the Hong Kong government different policy. So all this committee actually is quite energetic, and they have a lot to dedicate. So that's why this association gives me a chance to come here and to share about the young people's dream and their occupation and their pursuit in Hong Kong. So for us, we hope to give them, first of all, the hope is very important, because we very care about the grassroots of the Hong Kong, because we don't want to let poverty to limit the young people's dream. But of course, for Hong Kong, actually, is a quite developed city. The average GDP is one of the highest in the cities in the world. But still, of course, whenever there's a society, they always have poor and rich people, right? So we hope to ensure we always care for the foundation, we always care for the leading, but to pursue them and then to let them have the dreams coming true. And at the same time, we also, because today's topic is very important, is empower. How to empower their spiritual mindset, how to empower their execution level to pursue their dream. So it's also very important. So we really care about how their soul, their heart, how they think of their spiritual, their philosophies, to maintain their work-life balance. So all these are some of the examples we work a lot to support the young generation.
Yeah, so interestingly, my question was geared towards skills and maybe very concrete initiatives, and you're telling us about creating the right environment for the right mindset development. It's interesting, and through the CPPCC Youth Association, they have access to that network, but most of all, they have access to support psychologically to other people who have gone down the route of entrepreneurship, and who can tell them that they can do it, they can follow that route, follow their dreams. So there's that psychological support. That's fantastic. But could you share maybe some initiatives with us? Do you have creativity hubs, let's say, or spaces where people can explore innovation hubs, etc.?
Yeah, because for me, I have another role in Hong Kong, because I also involved as a speaker in different universities in Hong Kong. First of all, I share about my entrepreneurship, because when I start my own business, I really appreciate Hong Kong and also the GBA cities to give me a good foundation. Because as I share with you, Hong Kong has two roles as the super connector and also the super value added facilitator. So one of the important organization actually is the HKTDC, Hong Kong Trade Development Council. And when I start my entrepreneurship every year, actually up till now, I also had my brand exhibition in the watch fair in Hong Kong. Actually, it is quite one of the largest in the world, and it attracts a lot of different distributor and dealer. And from 15 years ago, when my booth is only very tiny, just a very small booth in the watch fair, and then I also feel a little bit of nervous. I'm not so sure what is my brand's future. But year by year, I met my biggest partner. Actually, my biggest market is in Japan. We have different countries distributorship. So I share my entrepreneurship from very difficult, the first step, but because of I try the best to utilizing the Hong Kong, the unique the platform, the windows to the world. Then step by step, I have different opportunity. And I do a lot of crossover IP. When I share this concept to the school, and then a lot of the students actually get inspired. And they really begins to dare to think more about their dreams. I think for young generation, willing to try the best to think more about their dreams is very important. I always share to my students, because up till now, because I shared like hundreds of talks, either in English, Chinese, Mandarin or Cantonese. Actually, I think it's also one of the advantage in Hong Kong, because in Hong Kong, the merger of East and West, the most popular language, all Hong Kong people and all Hong Kong young generation have a chance to learn since they study in school, Mandarin, Cantonese, English. So, because when I share a lot, since last year I began to be the professor in different university and also council member in different university. And the young generation always, after listening to my speech, they're willing to jump out of their comfort zone, and willing to not only study but willing to travel, to do more of different due diligence in different cities, even in different countries. So it's really encouraging for me to witness all this achievement to the students. And I think for the young power, I always share to the young people, the motto is that whenever the dream is beneficial to themselves. Of course, we love every of our hobby, but not only beneficial to ourselves, we need to help also beneficial to the other party and also beneficial to the society. As long as keep these three big directions, then they should pursue their dream, no matter their dreams seems so far away from them at this moment. Yeah.
Okay, so sharing inspiring stories and real life examples and
Yeah.
success stories. Interesting.
Yeah,
there is a lot of focus on this forum on new technologies and AI in particular.
Yeah.
We've talked about cryptocurrencies as well, of course, and technology as a tool for empowerment. And you are yourself working on several very exciting projects linked to AI. So I was wondering if you could expand on this a little bit, and which sectors do you think, or maybe particular activities, will be most disrupted by AI in a good and a bad way, of course?
Yeah, so it is also one of the key maybe case study I would like to share with the young generation, is that trying to keep jumping out of the comfort zone is very important. I remember 15 years ago when I tried to work on my entrepreneurship. You know that Hong Kong is a financial hub, all right? Of course, in the past it is the 4 Asian tigers, and then step by step it is the very important 3 top finance center alongside with New York and London. And then after the successful support from our motherland and the one country, two system, it already becomes the 8 important centers, including not only finance, but also including the information and technology, artistic and creative industry, etc. So Hong Kong actually has a very different, diverse and very strong character to support different young people to pursue their dream. But first of all, from our perspective, it is the young people that willing to jump out of the comfort zone is really important. So for me, I remember 15 years ago, I tried to jump out of the comfort zone. Everyone thinking that it's traditional watch industry. Whenever people think of the watch brand, of course, I have utmost respect to all the top watch brands because they are forever my teacher. But at the same time, I always think that why not? I also have enough knowledge, and I also think that actually Hong Kong has this kind of a unique historic development. Why not do like a beautiful Hong Kong brand? So this is all I jump out of the comfort zone, and from very beginning, maybe a lot of the retail store things, it may be a doubt, and step by step we have more than like 300 to 500 different point of sales. And then since last year, I already got inspired by actually from you. And like, for example, in the morning, I have a chance and honor to learn from presidents and different important governors sharing about the importance of the AI and information and technology development. It's also from our central government of China, the motherland, and also Hong Kong government government give us a very strong tendency of the direction. So the first, when I try to learn from AI, I feel it's like too far away from me because I'm working in the traditional industry. But when I listen to the AI, I find out that actually it really applied to different daily activities. For example, I have a factory. For using AI, it helps a lot to improve and increase the profit, reduce the cost, and also improve the safety standard. So step by step, I have my own company with the founding president. He is the majority shareholder, Carson Choi, and we have our own company. And recently, we have a good project to support the Hong Kong government by doing a very good dispersal system, AI system, to help Kai Tak Sports Center for all the audience. After watching the show, they can have a very clear AI instruction, which of the routes with the different crowded area with different color indication to show them to disperse in a very safety and efficient way, and also with a very clear transportation system to indicate to them. Yeah.
That's very interesting. I want to go back to the brand, luxury brand
Sure.
you founded, Memorigin.
Sure.
It's a convergence of memorial and original, tradition and innovation,
Yes.
yet again.
Yeah.
A brand clearly rooted in craftsmanship and heritage. And of course, the first tourbillon watch brand in Asia. But as we know, China, Hong Kong, is very hungry for luxury, but the luxury market somehow has shown signs maybe of maturity recently. So what's your outlook for the luxury industry? And how do you see it evolve in this world of abundance and also of shifting values?
For luxury brand, this is a wonderful question because we need to keep thinking of the brand position, because I found out that actually for the whole retail industry, for the branding industry, actually it changed so rapidly. So that's why we keep learning to keep fighting on to have different elements. So for my Hong Kong brand, the Memorigin is the combination of memorial and original. First of all, we hope the design to be very unique, and also for the memorial, we hope that for all the customers who wear our watches, it not only remember to read the time, to measure the time, but also actually it helps them to remember to enjoy the unique and the beautiful moment of their lives. So by doing that, I begin to think of, actually I understand that nowadays for the luxury items, it may not be the main consumption target for a lot of the customers, because you know that the whole global, by statistics, maybe the whole global economy is a little bit growing in a slower rate, and people may think of necessities more than luxury items first. And then for luxury items, so why we can attract them to buy our products? I think story is very important. So that's why in here I would like to share about the Hong Kong Young Power, and also I learned a lot actually from Astana International Forum as well. The Young Power is that they know how to do different types of crossover. This kind of crossover actually I think is very important, because for the future of the retail industry, it's more in the very important way of doing custom-made products for the customers. It's more like in the past, we may think that, okay, we have a very unique design. The customer will come and buy from us. But in the future, actually nowadays, we need to think of, okay, maybe the audience sitting opposite to me, what they like, what you like the most. Then I need to think of a very unique design to attract you. So it is our brands to do this kind of the custom made. Yeah.
Professor Shum, we need to wrap up, unfortunately.
Oh, sure.
Do we have any questions from the room before we do so? Any questions from the room? If not, I have a last question for you.
Sure.
And hopefully a very short answer from you.
Sure.
The forum's theme is connecting minds, shaping the future. So in one sentence, I was wondering if you could tell us how you want to shape the future, and what do you want to help build for this world?
For me, for one sentence to conclude, I think cultivating young people is shaping the future, because it is what I learned from the forum, and also I learned from my motherland, China, because when young people thrive, the nation thrive. When young people progress, the future will progress. So that's why I think young people is the key factor for our society, and we will try the best as a CPPCC Youth Association. We will always try the best to support the youth development in the society.
Invest in youth, invest in the future, of course.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Thank you so much, Professor Shum, for your great thoughts.
Thank you for your time, and
for
thank you
sharing
for
your journey with us. Very,
Thank you.
very inspiring journey
Thank you.
indeed. Many thanks to you, and many thanks to the audience, of course.
Thank you so much.
Your
Thank you for your
attention.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.